Hi guys, welcome to another episode of DCO. You have Barnaby, myself, and James. Today we will be turning on logs, and James is going to tell us more about that.
Maybe we're saying we're not turning on logs, we're aggregating and making use of logs. So last week we set up Grafana, so we now have a fancy dashboard where we can see everything. That's obviously very nice, but until we put anything into Grafana, it is actually quite useless. So today our plan is to set up Loki, which is it's Grafana, the company that makes Grafana?
Not entirely sure.
They
Because Prometheus.
Yeah, Grafana Labs is the company. So Loki is made by Grafana Labs, which are actually people that make Grafana. So we're all kind of staying within the ecosystem. We can use other tools probably, and maybe we will. We were chatting a bit before the stream about how we want to kind of architect this, and we're going to put Loki as a completely different job. So the parts of our monitoring stack are going to be individual jobs. If you want to try a different tool that replaces Loki in the future, we can do.
Yeah, it'd be good to get this in. As we were having a little look around beforehand, we noticed that our nodes were pretty much full from the way we packed the jobs into them. So seeing how much they're utilized will probably give us a good idea of
That's
maybe
Prometheus.
right-sizing them.
That's the other one. That's the one you didn't want to do today.
It's all, metrics.
That's metrics.
Yeah, this is for when things go wrong.
Yeah, this is for when Factorio randomly crashes and we want to see if there's any logs. Okay, so this is probably pretty easy to do. I've already ran Terraform on an agent today. So the agent's running. We're not going to have those issues today.
Yeah, that'll be the thing we're going to see the most, right? Our just Terraform agent that's a little bit undersized, just complaining that it doesn't have enough resources to figure stuff out.
Well, hopefully it's fine.
It's 4 times bigger than it was, so
this is static currently, and actually Grafana is the way we're doing it with host. These are static, so I'm just going to tell them they're static. It'll make things less likely to break in the future. Loki. I should probably variabilize the version number at some point, but I'll deal with that another day. 3.3. Can one of you actually find the latest version of Loki?
Sure.
I'm aware that just this guide is probably not. Actually, this may be the latest.
That's Helm update. 3.3.2 is the latest Git release. Do you want the Docker?
Nope, that's fine. That's the same as this, so I'll accept that's the latest.
18th December last year.
I was like, they don't. It's 2 months.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
And this is the one that I think we want to output to MinIO for storage. Where we can look at that in a bit when everything's up and running. Oh, I should probably do the other side of this as well. That's all fine. Oh yeah, I was up in Grafana to. I upped Grafana because when I ran it a bit ago, it maxed its memory, and now it's only using 92 meg, so it's probably fine how it is.
I guess it depends how much you're hitting it for stuff.
Yeah, maybe. No, this was on like boot. It was like maxing its memory.
I guess also the next bit will be once it's actually building dashboards, then it will care.
Yeah. Namespace. Job name is Loki. Oh yeah, that's something else I was going to do. I changed this to our other node.
On what Loki version did you find? Sorry.
332. You happy?
Yeah, no, on their site it says 141, but that might be wrong. So never mind. 141.
This is from the Git releases.
We'll find out.
It's one issue with Linux over Windows is I can't just have a pin as to where I log in, which means I'll type in a longer password for
One pass.
one pass like machine login.
Can you? I guess you probably could if you wanted to faff around with it, but could you biometric into it if you got a fingerprint reader or something like that?
You'll have to buy that.
I did
Don't-
buy a.
He has it.
This is a while ago. This isn't a fingerprint reader. It's actually worse. This would have been better as a fingerprint reader. This is a biometric USB stick, both USB. Like this is actually a passkey,
Fair enough.
and you can't set up with Windows Hello unless you have an enterprise license, because obviously you can't.
SARS.
The plan out. What did I not rename the? Oh my god!
The important bit.
What is the issue? I have to divide it 3 times.
I saw you renaming stuff. I thought everything was fine.
Do I even have? Should I be sensible and actually like invalidate? Yeah, it's successful.
At some point, we should set up free commit to force validation in commits and
Yeah.
formats.
Add that to the problem. Wait, was it problem repo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good kind of chill episode. If we were ever on an episode not on our cluster itself, or if I'm not around and you two want an easier thing to look into. Though then make my life harder as you destroy the way I work.
By enforcing standards, how could we?
Enforcing it to work before I push. Where's the fun of that?
Don't worry, we can turn it off during development time.
It's -- force is the flag that says ignore pre-commit, just push.
That's what I'll be using the most.
Cool. And then this will restart Grafana. We should get a Loki.
Loki is still pending. Unhealthy? Why?
Oh, it's probably Terraform kicking out.
Oh, it's back now. Let's see.
Oops.
Ah, I forgot. It will give us a different IP address. Kept refreshing the one from last week.
What is it moved from servers?
No, I've moved it to the other server.
Oh, that.
We have 2 servers deployed. I'm on the second one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting a restart.
But not defined. Why? Where?
Because tools made by the same company never have the same flag config. Because this one is config-file, whereas Grafana is just config.
It's fine. You have to keep you on your toes. Make sure you're paying attention.
I just want tools made by the same company to feel like they're made by the same company.
So is that a dot after config?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is config.file.
That is a weird way to do a flag.
yeah. I thought it was my screen being weird when I saw the dot there. I was like,
Well, there's probably more config you can pass in, so it's probably like there'll be config dot and then like all the config variables. Like it makes sense. It's just damn Linux.
I've started messing more with my Git config now on client side. I've got it to, because we have a load of stuff we pull through HTTPS for pipelines and stuff. And locally, I normally pull everything through SSH, but I don't want to rewrite files to be able to do it locally. So I've got my config it injects, replaces it with HTTP and a token based as well. That's just repo access only, so that I can use the pipelines.
You know, in GitLab, you can like log in to the Git CLI like you do with GitHub through HTTPS.
Yeah. But I set up an SSH key, and I was like, oh, I could. I think because the last time I was messing around, I used the exact token I used for a pipeline, and it just had read access. The next time I tried to push, everything broke. I was like, oh, I'm going to go through this, do this properly.
That's fair. Okay, pending. Come on, start.
Just straight failure.
No, it was just.
We'll need to set up our dead man switches for these at some point.
can't read that.
Well, it's because my config is valid for Grafana, not for Loki. So I need to find a. Oh, is Loki? Loki's a YAML file. That's the issue. There's no toml here, which means this is wrong because that's not valid YAML. Okay, configure. Examples. Configuration.
So there's no instance name as well again.
No, well, it's the equal sign. It doesn't work. So this is how you set file system. Oh, this is ep-73.
Oh, perfect.
So that's what we want for.
No.
Though that is. No, custom endpoint, bucket name, yeah. Cool. Well, for now, let's just copy this. I don't know what ring is.
Have we set up a bucket for this?
No.
Oh, is there? I assume there's a MinIO Terraform provider.
There is.
A little bit of me sort of wondered if you could just use the AWS one and use the S3 aspects of it.
You
to-
can. Well, no, AWS one, I think you maybe could. It'd be a bit, the auth maybe a bit janky.
Mm.
Because, yeah, a lot of the stuff when you look into MinIO is like, use the S3 version. Fix. I should probably look a little bit more into like how these tools work before the streams. Less like YAML it, but
We're all here to learn
that
together.
is true. Until I realised that it's a YAML config, not a ini config.
There's so many different types, and as you say, like it changes even within the same company. Yeah, that's making the tools, just keeping track. It's a pain. It's nice when quite a few tools now are starting to just be happy to take multiple formats.
Well, YAML, I think YAML.
So YAML.
Yeah, JSON is valid YAML.
Is it really?
I think so. Yes, no, yeah, JSON is valid YAML. No, no, YAML is valid. Yeah. Yeah, YAML conforms to the JSON spec and then has things on top of it.
Yeah, because JSON seems to be the common denominator.
Well, the benefit of JSON as well is a empty object in YAML is really hard to define. But you define it by doing a JSON object. Okay. Fingers crossed. Yay! Index out of range.
Nice.
So this is the config validator. Okay, maybe it needs these as well. Let's just copy the entire config. Like, let's just set a config. Because there's a chance it needs a schema. It needs like a schema. Oh, it may actually be because I've defined a store. Oh.
I was in the spec for it.
These are the stuff like I've deployed local Kubernetes by just deploying a Helm chart, and it works. So it's just like have never needed to look into kind of how low key works in the back end.
Just trying to look what the various things do. Was it pattern ingester you had the ring under?
Oh, the ring is common, but that's now up. Yes, so low key is now up. Don't know what we do with it, but low key is now up.
Apparently, we can accept the values for ringer console and etcd. So I wonder if this links in. If we could hook this into our console.
I don't know what ring even means.
Backend storage to use for the ring. Supported values are console, etcd, in-memory, memberless, multi.
This may be like, it's talking about replication. This may be the like how you can set multiple up.
Possibly.
So we could at some point try to put it into console then.
Yeah, I think console would make it. It looks like it might be storing some metadata in this ring that it uses for interaction because it goes into the console KV store.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this says Loki is an op. Whatever that means. Let's log into Grafana and see what Grafana does. Yes, and I need to set admin password. Obviously, everything I'm about to do, we need to automate, which I think you can just set the like config within Grafana.
Probably. We just, I guess, eventually service catalog it with console in, and it'll just pick it up.
Yeah.
I needed the
Cool.
going out with console. I can't remember if we had to mess around with that.
I don't know how we send data to Loki.
Do we have an agent running beside it, or is it like a stats D interface?
Let's just talk about rings. So you've lots of options. So we're talking about doing OpenTel.
Yep.
Yeah, or do we want to stay in the full Grafana stack and use Alloy?
Nope. A hotel.
Glad you got such a strong opinion. Any particular reason for it?
Because I have not looked into Alloy yet. So far, I'm liking what I see with Hotel.
So Alloy Hotel is built on top of. Sorry.
Yeah,
Alloy is built on top of
you
Hotel.
mentioned that, but I like, yeah, I don't know. I still want to see it work.
Okay, so next step is we need to look at how we set up Hotel.
I guess is this going to live? Will this need to live outside of Nomad, or can it live within Nomad?
We could use a raw job.
Yeah.
Which is what I was thinking, kind of raw execing it. Wait, no, oh God, no, I need.
There's a Nomad pack for open telemetry.
But then that doesn't go with how we deploy, right?
I guess if we just deploy a pack for it.
Oh yeah, wait. Do you need a OpenTel collector and Loki?
I guess what can we? We're just going to skip Loki and send data straight to Minio. So if we're doing straight to Minio, we can do logs.
You can't. So Loki is the also thing that reads from Minio and pulls back into Grafana. Grafana can't just read in, like an S3 bucket. It may be able to, but Loki gives you some stuff on top of that.
So I guess what are we sending? What do you want to first send to the bucket? Because if we're
So this is logs.
Yeah.
So this needs to be like Nomad logs.
I'm just trying to think if there's a way to audit logs straight to an S3 bucket.
Hey, look, logging on Nomad and log aggregation with Loki.
Funny feeling we're getting to stuff which is likely going to be enterprise soon.
So this is just using syslog. Oh yes, this is saying syslog and then they're using vector. It's not like one. My one issue with OpenTelemetry is I just want like the commands to use. Oh yeah, so I just need an exporter. I need a collector. We need a collector in the box that has an exporter. You have a receiver, which I think can also receive files. Receivers pull from data sources, which can be logs. I think it may be able to do sysd.
If it can read from file and it's going to, if things are going to syslog, it can just take it from the messages file.
Yeah. Okay, because there's in the configuration, you've got receivers. It's just what fluent, host metrics, traces. We don't really want an image, do we, though? An image wouldn't be able to run the get the logs from the box.
The
Well,
example, actually, the example I'm looking at does.
if we mounted the volume, it could.
That's true.
Is there a way we can mount it as a read-only volume?
Yeah.
Yeah, so mount it as a read-only volume, and then it can pull the logs.
Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. Right. Sure, everyone calls that hotel. I should probably keep everyone else's naming convention.
Do you not want to try and start a new convention?
I don't think we're popular enough for that yet.
Have to make your own thing, and then you can decide what it's called, and then 5 years later come back and tell people it's pronounced differently.
Wiley, do you have a version number for that?
Give me a second. I didn't get the latest.
It looks like there's a location on the config.
0.1 119.0.
That.
Yep.
And this has a location that it cares about.
The tags, they have V before it. I'm not sure if you might want to put the V before it as well. Yeah.
Okay. Do I need... I don't need the port for, do I?
Where?
Let's just do this. Don't need any networking. Do I need config?
They have.
Oh, wait.
Do we have entry points as well in our stuff?
What do you mean by entry points?
So in the entry point is where you then define the auto collector config.yaml, and
Oh, this is showing I can just specify it in the locations. I mean, I can specify it somewhere else if we need to.
yeah. But
This is saying you can just put an etc. There's the EC location, you can just dump it in. Oh, wow, there's actually on their like collector thing. Oh, wow, there's actually a whole like hashy thing about how to do it. Come on, go by registering us. Okay, there's just a hashy example page.
That's convenient.
Here's your collector. Wow, this was hard to find. So you got a service job is the collector, and then a system job is the agent. And they got a demo that generates some logs.
That makes sense.
Cool. So collect first. Though I am actually going to, as much as I do just want to copy this, I'm gonna, so I need more network, because this is a Docker example, I reckon. Yep. Docker example. Which means I think I need this still, even though I'm probably going to be good at it. Oh, that's not the right place. And then, oh, actually, do I just have to specify ports? Yes. Oh, it's okay. So I should just be able to do that. That is a lot of resources. So we've got receivers, protocols, memory limit, extensions, exporters. So that needs to be my Loki endpoint, I think.
That'd just be the IP port. Yeah.
Oops. So I think that's what I want. Well, I suppose that's the collector. Are we sure that version's correct?
It'll probably be, considering it's 2 years ago this repo was updated, probably a significantly newer version.
And it looks. I suppose my question is the V. There is no V. Cool. Let's call this the collector. Oh wait, and this needs to be service. New. This needs to be set so it'll run on everything. I'm not going to worry about that for now.
Don't have enough space. That's funny. The other time, I think when we were using Nomad in another place to use stuff, was some of the playground stuff that we were occasionally involved in. I can't remember. We just set one giant node. Remember how big that node was? What was it? 64 cores, like 250 gigs of RAM or something like that. It was like, we'll just run everything on it.
Yes, I remember that. And I think that still wasn't enough, actually.
We hit some weird, and what we didn't realize, the jobs partition or reserve a bit of disk space.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
So-
this space. Yes.
Although we had plenty of CPU and plenty of RAM, we only had like a 10 gig disk or something like that.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
In fairness, we had like 50. We got like 50 labs running on it, and it was pretty happy.
I think we ran into that issue because like we had then 3 people working on it on the labs, and then it just like
Yeah, we learned our lesson. The next time
Oh,
we
yeah.
added a bigger disk.
I left it like that now. So default is now the new bigger disk, no more 10 gig, just in case. I think it was 250 now.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I think what we're potentially targeting running up to, I guess, 100 environment, so 2.5 gigs per job, minus the little bit, so probably about 2 gigs per job, which is plenty for what we do.
That was the first time I spun up something that big. No, actually, no. It was the Azure lab that was massive. You remember one massive AKS cluster?
I think the VMs for that were still smaller individually, though. I think it's like a single VM.
I'm not talking about the latest ones. I'm
Or the
talking about the first one we did.
Yeah, we did a multi-tenant cluster. I can't remember. That was pretty big. But it's interesting with stuff like orchestrators, and as you're sort of seeing, we maybe show you at the end what our topology looks like. But we're starting to get quite a few like little jobs that kind of need to go onto everything. So if you use little nodes, you end up using a significant percentage just on the sort of base.
No, it's quite nice the way the committed usage spend works. So we've got committed usage on for GCP, and actually we could quite happily spin up one massive node for the committed usage. Like you're just saying, here's the CPU that I'm using, here's the CPU and RAM I'm using, and you can kind of cut that up however you want.
What's not expected.
59. It's probably. It's not 59. 46 on this one. Yeah, it's this. I thought I. Oh, that's why.
Do we need all those ports?
For this one, probably not. But the port's also part of the config. Metric, gRPC. I don't need those.
Yeah, in the example I'm looking at as well, they have like health check, Jaeger, gRPC. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so I'm gonna skip that part. Metrics, OTLP, HTTP, Zipkin, Z pages.
I'm curious what Z pages is.
Why you do that? Let's find out.
I wonder if it's their dummy application that they're using for the demo.
It just says it's an extension.
Yeah. Z pages are in process web pages that allow users to view diagnostics of the application without any telemetry backend. Because they are built in, Z pages have a couple of unique benefits of gaining insights into instrumented applications.
Cool. So it's probably right. So I don't know if the fact they're showing it for Nomad, I don't know if it's something that Nomad just supports. So it's almost going to be more Nomad logs. I think it was. I was on a client where they're using, I think it was Dynatrace or one of those tools, and it would like on for Vault, it would tell you like what Go version it was running on and stuff. Like a proper like, it almost was able to like go into the Vault binary and find out some information.
I think I've used Dynatrace before, and it was quite impressive what it could do. But I think it was very expensive when I recall.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the ones that are very expensive are very good, because if they were very expensive and weren't very good, they'd soon go out of business.
Yeah. Okay. Hotel agents recovering. Collectors. So collectors what we care about first. This is doing exit code 1.
Memory what? Sorry, I can't read that.
Memory ballast.
Ballast.
Just part of the config that I pulled in.
The only reference I have for ballast is ships. I guess it's a log shipper.
It's an extension.
Service extension. Service. Where are we?
I'm just gonna remove it. Like.
The example I have, it doesn't actually have that even. So we could probably do without it. What did you do?
Just remove it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm using an example that's 2 years old, so
See,
it
funny
wouldn't
enough,
surprise me if something doesn't work anymore.
the one I'm using here is 3 years old, so yours is even newer.
Mine's the official Hashi one, which makes me feel a little bit more confident that it will.
Bro,
It should at
this
least
is from
work.
HashiCorp. This is also from HashiCorp. So yeah.
Maybe we should do a once all this works, we should do a PR into this repo and be like, "Hey, we've updated your examples for you."
This blog is written 2022.
Oh no, this is a repo I found.
Yeah, I think the repo's in Twitch chat.
Oh yes, I just remembered. Gotta wake up early tomorrow again. What
It's fine. You can do more HashiCorp stuff.
do you mean? As in waking up early?
Yeah, more time, right? You sleep less, you do more work.
Yeah, no, you do know that like I have to wake up early so I can spend most of my morning in traffic to get into the office.
I got rid of
Times.
memory ballast. What are you complaining at?
Is it defined in multiple places, or is it just not taken the update yet?
Wow. It's so blurry. Hold on. Let me see.
Oh, it's there.
Is it?
It's there.
Um,
I don't know if this would be faster moving off the agent or not.
It wasn't just
At
hitting
least-
directly.
Yeah, like at least this way we don't need to worry about hashy agents being slow, which they occasionally are. We just have our own slow agents to deal
The devil you know kind of situation.
with. It breaks through its own fault. It's fun, it gives us more logs we can stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the Terraform logs will be quite an interesting one. Different things have been broken. Don't actually block anything though.
That looks
It's
up.
live.
yes. Finally. Is it frame too
Frame
large?
too
What?
large.
Error reading server.
Which is semi-expected. If you look, somewhere was like, make sure you edit this value. Oh no, maybe it's. Yeah, so that's okay.
Yeah, James, you were saying? Yes, Barnaby. It will be sorted.
So I think
sometime this week.
it's currently failing. So this is an failed to connect to Loki because HTTP2. Is this an easy thing to fix?
Should be.
Do you know what a HTTP frame is?
HTTP frame? No. Well, no, sorry, I do. It's part of the packet.
Use HTTP rather than gRPC. Damn. So many downvotes.
Okay. I mean, we're kind of using both. Oh, this is doing the same error. Okay, if one of you could look into that, I'm going to see if I can get the agent to spin up. Going that I'm not entirely sure that that's actually erroring. I mean, I'm sure the error is important. We need to fix it, but
Seems to be various opinions on how it can be done.
something I've realized about monitoring is people are very opinionated on it. And for now, I just want something that works, and then we can care about opinions. gRPC is faster than HTTP, but we're not running at scale, so if we can get it to work.
Oh, one person says your auto collector is sending too large requests. It looks like you have long batching. So default is 200 milliseconds. So we should change the timer to 30 seconds.
Okay.
Let's
So
see. Do we have it in here?
that nomad service isn't. Oh, because I didn't call it that, did I? So in the Terraform code, the collector's service is called gRPC, whereas in mine, my service isn't. So let's do that because it's obviously important. So would you say the collector needs a different limit?
Yeah. But we're not even defining that. So we're not
Which-
defining processors, batch.
So it'll be under exporters, I assume.
Let me see.
Oh, under processors.
Yeah.
Batch. Okay.
But rather than 30 seconds, change. You have to do 200. 200 ms. I'm not sure if that will allow us to do. Yeah, like that. Then you tell us, oh no, not happy with that.
Oh.
I think some people are getting the same issue because of TLS issues.
We certainly don't have any TLS issues. At some point, we should TLS all this. Obviously, sending our own logs unencrypted isn't something we ought to be doing, though we are currently running in our internal network. So I suppose if we're running all this through console, it probably matters even less that it's if it's
Yeah.
all like Envoy proxying.
Yeah, doesn't really matter at that point because Envoy does the
Everybody's
TLS.
yeah.
And I guess you could, in theory, get between the. You'd have to get between.
You'd have to get on
two
one of the
containers.
boxes.
Yeah, you can get into the network namespace for Envoy and that Nomad job, and then sit between them, which you'd need root level privileges, I think, to get there.
if you
At which
do
point,
that.
I mean, you can probably get the data out in any case without having to network sniff.
Yeah.
Just steal the private key at that point, right?
Yeah,
Create transport failed.
that's an issue.
Still failing. The HTTP2 frame too large. That's annoying.
Agent tried, didn't try. Oh, this didn't try because I didn't actually do anything to change this. That looks like it's got the exact same errors as the other thing.
Yeah.
And now we've got the fun thing. I'm not sure if we're not getting logs because it's failing, or if we're not getting logs because something else is going weird. So this says we need to set memory over subscription.
Just connection. Great.
Oh, that's the operator scheduler.
If you want to, sure, we can just put that in. Is that in a config thing?
I assume so. When true, task may exceed the reserved memory limit. So that lets tasks burst. I don't think I want that. I don't want to change that. That seems like a stupid thing to be doing.
Oh, my Nomad token's expired. We should really clean up our TFC job at some point, our TFC agent.
I mean, we are commonly using it, so.
There's the old one that's still kind of half hanging on.
Oh, yeah, we are kind of running two, aren't we? There's also a chance that it doesn't like the fact I'm trying to send logs to Loki.
In fairness, they are coming up as warnings, not errors.
This is my problem. I'm unsure if these are errors I need to care about, errors I don't need to care about.
Failing to connect. 3100. Is that that's our Loki node? It's the Loki logs.
What's our network type?
Static.
Sorry. Is it host, bridge?
Host.
No, I've moved that to where the default is. I can change it back to host, but I believe setting ports here means I don't have to set it to host. For Loki, it's host. For OpenTel, it's not anymore.
I would say maybe we should try put
Following
host.
services are available to you.
Because I'm looking at the beginning of that era. They'll say he's trying to connect, right? So he's not able to connect. That's what I'm guessing. So
Yeah, I'm on. Not entirely sure.
Wait, why is it green for you? What? It's green?
Job's
Still
technically
running.
happy. It's just got their warnings.
Oh, sorry. When I went into it before, it was still running. So I was like, oh. Oh, yeah, you're right. It says 1, yeah.
Is there a way we can increase the robustity of our Loki logs, see if we can get the other half of the connection?
Probably. Loki just not giving me anything.
It's not saying anything about the
Like connection refused.
connection refused or anything like that.
That's true. Because normally when you're trying to connect Nomad at least, or Nomad server client, and there's an issue there, you can see that in both sides.
Yeah, there must be a way of doing it somehow. Oh my god. This is where I saw it. In your Loki configs, you need to set something to allow. So I need that. And then in my collector, I need set an exporter. And there's even a / at the end. It's not just pure connection. And then this.
Not that it really helps us, but it looks like the maximum frame size for HTTP2 is 2 to the 14. So it's a 14-bit number, not a 16-bit number.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Then you have 2 bits for error correction, either be error checking or other parts of the frame. Well, fingers crossed this works, and if it doesn't, probably worth calling a stream and then trying again.
Didn't realize we were already past 8. We were having so much fun.
Just want something to work. I just want like part of the puzzle to come together, because otherwise it's like just it's to the point where you can't debug it. As soon as something works and we can then make a change, it's easier.
Is our Loki configured? It's not set up to be expecting TLS. Nothing's got it. Endpoint trying to talk to TLS. No.
So I think I'm saying the wrong endpoint.
But even then,
Also,
I think we could still find a way to say TLS insecure, as in like true, to tell it that we don't want so insecure equals to true or something like that.
So
Do we have that?
I'm doing that by telling it I want it to be HTTP instead of
Oh.
HTTPS.
No, also I can see in the config TLS insecure true. So yeah.
But like it should see the way the schema is and run based on that.
Yeah, it should.
Why are you cute? What else is running?
So yeah, another thing is what you mentioned could be the endpoint. So
This is the wrong endpoint.
where So for the endpoint, we're using 3100. So
That's
see
the
how that
port. I mean,
yeah
URL.
yeah, but then in terms of I'm looking at the actual config on line 82. The entire IP address that you're giving it. I'm saying in terms of the port part, maybe it might be a different port that we need to give it.
No, Loki's host, I believe.
Mm,
Okay, that's Loki tweet. The collector's not happy. Invalid. Oh my god. Oh, tell I've been doing too much today. Well, is that right? No, this wants that. This is saying it's invalid port.
Isn't that it's supposed meant to be GRCP, not HTTP?
So if I look at there's the low-key how to use OpenTel with it. Like this is the setup. Endpoint. Oh, it's OpenTel HTTP. I'm just gonna edit it here. That's not a name. That's a exporter type.
That would make sense if it's trying to send GRCP to HTTP, which I'm guessing a GRCP packet is longer.
Yeah, makes sense. Everything's ready.
oh wow. Wait, maybe you didn't click on it properly.
Yeah, the trick is to click harder. If your finger's not going all the way through your mouse, you're not doing it right.
Exactly.
Our OTEL agent has completed.
Yeah, I stopped it. Because the agent still had the same error. Come on, stop. Stop. Because the agent should be the thing.
Failed.
Oh, does this need to be the same?
That would probably be. Where's
But
that
I thought
data to?
I thought this was setting it to this should be hitting gRPC.
Is that hitting the?
This should be hitting the collector. But this may need the batch timeout.
Fix this half the.
Well, he's done for the day.
I need dinner at some
Yeah,
point.
no, we should scroll the stream to see if this somehow fixes it. Nope. That's interesting as well because this is hitting. Oh, 44. This is this same other box. So assuming that port is open and correct. Because this is just connection fused. So this is actually a different error. And this is just connection fused. So this is something we can look at later.
More networking
Like a
problems.
problem for another day.
Yeah, this is internal box networking. Jobs trying to talk to each other.
All right, then. Are we happy to call it?
There.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This is it then. Another successful stream where everything worked smoothly. Next time we shall continue. So stay tuned and subscribe, like, show us some love on all our social media. Bye bye.